What's up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Seth, and we are back here with some more Trove Die Fish. Happy Hanukkah, Christmas, Xmas, whatever you celebrate or whether you don't celebrate anything. Now is the time to go to the shopping mall, buy a bunch of stuff for some people you barely know, and look at your credit card and go, whoa, this sucks. I'm out of money until I get paid. In either case, it's a great season, isn't it? So, we're going to be talking about the Snowfest event, the Snowfest 2017 event today. We're going to skip right on over talking about the boat that's in the Chaos chest, talking about the new craftable mount that's right here. For console players, of course, you can end up crafting these other mounts and stuff like that, but they are not actually new to the game. The only one that's actually new to PC players is going to end up being the Cocoa mug. But again, we'll talk about that, the new costumes, the free mount that you can normally get out of the deals section. Right now, by the way, all of that is going to be in a separate video because today we're going to be focusing our attention on the event itself, okay? So strap yourselves in, and before we get started, I would very much appreciate if you would like the video. It makes it show up in searches and stuff like that because we're going to be giving away the information rather than giving away prizes. So without further ado, find present dungeons and complete 5 of them. So present dungeons are going to spawn everywhere. I can't confirm whether or not they spawn in the Forbidden Spires biome. Unfortunately, I've been really busy because of the time of year, so I haven't been able to go out and grind the Forbidden Spires specifically to see if they spawn Christmas dungeons of any kind. There's the present dungeons, but there's also going to be these giant Christmas tree dungeons that are absolutely beautiful. I guess I should say Snowfest because, you know, for people that are sensitive about things. But in either case, those tree dungeons are something separate that don't necessarily come with the event, and they also have a couple mounts that you can end up getting as drops, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So you're gonna go out into the biomes and you're just looking for a giant Christmas present. It's self-explanatory, like seriously, it's right then and there. And the weird thing is that these dungeons exclusively can end up having a very rare chance of the dungeon chest itself turning into a mimic. So it's gonna be a chest that'll grow teeth and eyeballs and it starts fighting you. Near as I can tell, it doesn't actually do anything other than just fight you. It doesn't give you extra items or anything like that. And for some weird reason, no normal dungeons in the game actually can do this. It's only the dungeons that come with the Snowfest. So there's going to be the presents and the giant trees. Go figure. Hopefully they end up adding it to the core game. Honestly speaking, I think it's a bug, because they never ended up mentioning it. Now, we knew that mimics were going to be coming into the game eventually, yeah, but really? Randomly for Snowfest? It's kind of weird. So what you're going to end up getting for completing 5 of the present dungeons is 1 Titan Soul. Absolute trash, but hey, whatever, I'll take it. Open some boxes. So you got to open 20 boxes. I would recommend gem booster boxes, or not gem booster, just gem boxes in general, because you're going to be farming those anyways, right? So just go for it. And then you're going to end up getting a lunar soul from that. Collect 100 glacial shards, or you could just buy them off the market. Anytime it says collect, rather than mine, it means that you can just buy them or get them in any way, shape, or form, or even just trade them with other players. But if you don't want to go and spend your flux, you can just go to the Permafrost world. You're going to be able to find like tons and tons of glacial shards, no problem. You just throw down pretty much 2 or 3 bombs on a glacial shard patch. You're going to end up getting it right away. And you're going to end up getting 3 gem booster boxes from this that maybe you'll get lucky and get something out of it. I don't know. Craft a shard of pure ice. So you got to come to the hub and you got to go to the Wheel of Seasons. Some club worlds do actually have the Wheel of Seasons, but generally they've been really buggy lately and might not actually have a lot of these new crafting components, right? So down here, whoops, in the winter section, you're going to see the shard of pure ice. I want to give a heads up. Trove has a very bad habit of adding all these new dumb event items that you can craft more than 1 of. So keep that in mind. You only want to craft 1 of this thing. You don't want to accidentally end up taking all your glacial shards, crafting a million of an item that ultimately isn't going to do anything outside of this event, right? So then as you end up crafting that thing, it's going to end up, oh, what does it give you? It gives you 20 dragon coins. That's actually not too bad. And then you have to kill a super punch bot in Neon City. That's weird. What does a Neon City punch bot enemy have to do with the holidays? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but Trove, so I guess it doesn't have to make sense. That's going to be in U3 and up is where the neon biome spawns. So just go to U3. You're going to be able to find it really, really quick. That boss is very, very iconic and very easy for most players to end up finding, so don't worry about it. You're going to get 25 Diamond Dragonite for that. Probably the easiest 25 Dragonite we've ever gotten from any of these quests. Like, seriously, that's just insane. Then you're going to have to kill 100 Rumpfuses in the Permafrost. So again, just move on back to the Permafrost. You're going to see these weird enemies that look like the Candy Barbarian's Fiend costume. And the way that it works is Trove generates biomes in chunks. So if you see a gigantic Permafrost biome, that is actually a whole bunch of chunks that have loaded together beside each other to generate one giant biome. The reason why this is relevant is enemies end up spawning on a chunk by chunk basis. So if you end up going to a Permafrost area and for some weird reason you're just sitting there going, wow, there are a lot of this new event enemy in here. That means you hit the mother lode because you hit a chunk that ended up generating those enemies. The reason why this is important is because one chunk up from the one that has all of the event enemies might just have spawned the normal Permafrost enemies. Because the game, for some reason, has a very hard time mixing and mashing new enemies with old content. It's kind of like they have a temporary generation of biomes that can show up in the Permafrost right now during this event, and then once the event's gone, that gets taken away. All right? So hopefully that ended up making sense. I know people usually get confused at that part, but just go to the Permafrost and hunt like crazy until you find these guys. You're going to get an angry poop ally for that, which is actually this one that you see hopping around us right now. Really, really strange. I really don't care, especially being Canadian, for the Trump references. Like, seriously, it's just strange. And honestly, it's a bit too late. Like, seriously, if you want to do a Trump joke, devs, you're a year late. Like, really. That's not even a meme or anything anymore. So anyways, the stats on this thing are going to be 8% to energy regen, minus 6% incoming damage, and then a kind of funny description for it. And then you're going to end up having to, where is it? Complete 50 one-star dungeons. Yikes. So you're going to want to, of course, go to the novice world for that. It's going to definitely be the easiest. Or you can just go to an elemental world because you're going to need some more boxes. And it's kind of like hit or miss because you'll have 3-star dungeons, and completing a 3-star dungeon will actually not count towards the quest. It's not just complete 50 dungeons, it's 1-star dungeons specifically. So you can go into a 3-star dungeon and complete the first 2 bosses, but not the 3-star boss itself. I just thought that was relevant to actually mention. And then you're going to end up getting a superiors builder focus from that, so that's not too bad. That's actually pretty easy. And then, as I was mentioning, you're going to have to open 20 more boxes. At least it's easy. So get gem boxes. That's, of course, going to be the easiest. And then for that already, you're going to end up getting this mount right here, which is just a reskin of the Radiant Butterfly that we ended up having in a recent event as well. It's got new video effects and stuff, and the wings are pretty cool. Kind of makes it look like a giant snowflake. I like it, but I do still wish that the devs would stop adding these items that they made themselves and start adding some modded items to these events. And then that's pretty much it, folks, other than the fact that, like I said, we've got 2 new costumes in the Chaos Crafter, so I'm going to have a video on that. Then we also have the Mag Rider that you can end up creating over here in the Wheel of Seasons in the winter section. Again, I'm going to talk about that in another video as well, because of the fact that chestnuts can only grow during this season, and you actually get them out of the gardening profession, all right? So you go and get your gardening table and stuff. Again, I'm going to talk about all of this in another video, but for now, I just want to give you a quick heads up about it so that you actually know what you're getting yourself into. The Griff 3000, I don't think that we're going to be able to actually craft it, and the blog that the devs ended up putting up specifically does not say about crafting it. It actually talks about how it's in the store right now. So again, I'll talk about all that in a little bit more depth and detail in another video that's just talking about all the Snowfest new stuff, right? But generally speaking, console players, none of this stuff is new for PC players. We pretty much just got this event, which ended up giving us the Poop Ally and this thing. And then the Cocoa right here is the only new thing that we ended up actually getting out of the Snowfest thing. Oh, and then I guess the Revenant and Barbarian costumes. But that's pretty much it. Otherwise, everybody else, we all just ended, like, all of this stuff is not new. So anyways, you still got a lot to grind, though, if you're a console player, because for console players, all of this stuff is new, right? It's the first, like, big winter event that they ended up having. So in any case, thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. That's also going to build up loyalty points in my merch store, which links are in the description for that. Buy yourself a shirt for the holidays like this one or a couple others that we do actually have. I'm working on a new shirt right now as we speak, which probably will end up being out next month or the month after that, depending. But then also for the fans that want to go the extra mile and donate to me for absolutely free, you can check links in the description explaining Gawkbox and stuff like that, right? So have yourselves a fantastic day, everybody. Sayonara and stay epic.